and welcome to another video. As the title suggests, I'm doing a river wild camp. It is threatening to rain. The forecast, I think it's about 2:30, maybe 3 o'clock now. The forecast is it's going to start raining at 4 till about 6 or 7, but I'll recheck in a minute with the phone. But it is feeling, you know, when you can taste it and feel it, that it's going to do something. It's really still. I've got a really nice secret spot here. I'll tell you more about that when I get set up. So I brought the Vango Nevis 100. That's my only tent that I own now. I did have the Vango Hydra 2-person tent that I've been using for bikepacking. It was just a little bit on the weighty side, so I decided to go for something a little bit smaller. Right, that's me waffling. Let's get this tent up. Right, it's not the perfect pitch, bearing in mind that I'm actually on a riverbed. I knew it was going to be stony, that's fine, but there's just nothing holding the peg, so I've got a little bit of a dip, but it's up. That's the main thing, and I can enjoy the view. And the sun's just come out, but there is still grey clouds about. Right, what I'm going to do now is chuck the sleeping stuff in here. Now I have brought the foil mat with me, which is kind of a little bit spongy to protect me against the stones. The sleeping bag I've brought is the Habog, Gallet Habog, which is basically a summertime simple oval envelope sleeping bag. There's a dog in the river there. Two dogs in the river. Yeah, so I'll chuck that in and bring you back. Right, so that's the sleeping mat in. This one's by Deeply. This is your pump. You don't need to bring an air pump with you with this. It's simply pump it up with that bulbous thing there, and then underneath there is my foil mat. It's got a little bit of sponginess in it, but I'm sure we'll be all right. I have chosen an area where the pebbles are a little bit smaller, but the pegs, like I say, not brilliant. Oh, I've managed to sort that out as well. What it was I've got a little hook in the roof up there for my light, and it had got caught on the fabric, so it was not pulling everything, it's knocking everything out of shape, let's put it that way. There's some dogs down there. So how did I find this little spot? And it's not just this one, there's quite a few like this, where at this time of the year the riverbed's exposed and becomes a little bit of a shingle beach. Basically, I came here yesterday after work. Now if you're following me, you'll know that I've got a kayak. So for my 50th, my friend bought me the Intex Explorer kayak. I went for the 2-person because I wanted to do some wild camps down the canals and what have you. So I came after work yesterday to see if this river is actually, you know, if I can actually kayak it. As it happens, this spot here is quite deep, and then it'll go shallow, and then it'll go deep again, and then it'll go shallow, and then it'll go deep. So I'm going to be out of the kayak more than a minute. Just past the lady there, a local lady, and she said, "Oh yeah, you can kayak in the winter." Well, I know this place floods in the winter anyway, so don't know. We might come back, we might try it. This would be an ideal launch spot if I do come back here. But it's quite a long way to get the kayak. I mean, I've got my kayak on a trolley. I don't drive, so it's got to be portable. So maybe I could get a taxi to St. Asaph or something and then just reel it down from there. I don't know, we'll see. So anyway, I've just seen a bird go straight past me. It wasn't a kingfisher, it wasn't a blue flash that went past me. But I'm just looking down the river there, just looking downstream, there's a couple of spots there where I reckon it'd make an ideal, oh there's one just there as well, ideal purchase if there's any kingfishers. Because what kingfishers like to do is they have their chosen twigs, let's say, that they use, their branches, and they'll sit there and watch the water and they'll just dive down, get the fish, and they'll come back to the branch or twig, whatever they're on, smash it against the side and then eat it, or take it to the young. So I have brought with me, I haven't done a review on this yet on the channel, I'm wondering if I've brought anything with it. I think I have. It's this monocular. It's a really good monocular. I think it's
well, it's 8 by 32 by 50, I think the objective lens is 50mm. Focusing wheel on top, by K&F Concept. I will do a video featuring this, but I did last month or the month before, we had a strawberry moon, and here's the result I got with this and my mobile phone. So really nice image. One thing I have found, once it's mounted on the tripod, I don't use the magnification ring, I use the zoom, pinch zoom on my phone, to get the whatever distance I want kind of thing, and it does shake. Unless you've got a really heavy duty tripod, it will shake. So what I usually do for photos, I set my phone so it's on the timer, so I'll give it like a 5-second timer, so the bounce has already stopped, it takes the photo, and I don't, you know, because when you touch the screen you're obviously making this whole thing shake. So that's one way around that. Video in, obviously post edit, you just chop it, the shaky bits out, and then you've got a nice stable image. So that's one little toy I brought with me. For a bit later on, when I'm in bed, I've had this book for ages, and I do look at it every month. I know it's going to be back to front, so I'll take a snapshot of it, and it's called The Forager's Calendar, a seasonal guide to nature's wild harvests by John Wright. And it goes, I'll just show you, I know it's going to be back to front, but every month, like there, we've got January. So it's, the actual book's split into 12 months. Obviously it's a little bit thicker in the middle for summer, because that's when most wild edibles can be found. But for every month it gives you something. Now, July, this is when your blackberries start coming out. So if you like blackberry crumble, I'm going to have a go at making one, so stay tuned. Probably not when I'm wild camping, I'll do it in the kitchen. Where I live there's quite a few blackberry bushes. The other day, actually yesterday, when I went from here, I was thirsty and I didn't have any water on my bike. Not this bike, I've got another bike that I use for work. I was thirsty and I thought, oh, you know, it was one of them things where I was getting really close to home and I was like, all I need now is a drink of water. Anyway, past this bush, I was like, with the blackberries, just trying to get some moisture into me. But yeah, July, watch out for the blackberries, they are starting to appear. Get there before all the birds do, is my advice. There is a kind of a path at the back of me, and local dog walkers will know this area very well, hence the dogs that was jumping around in the water before down there. I didn't do it. You know, you don't want to encroach on people's privacy, do you? So what I'm going to do, I think, to begin with, is turn you around. I'm going to zoom in down there to a branch, and then we'll have a go with the monocular, with the phone on the back of it. And it just gives you a bit of gives you a bit of perception of what could be achieved from this little monocular. And I've also brought the drone, the little DJI Neo drone. I do have an operator's license. The kayak, I've had to get a license for that. British Waterways license. I went through Paddle Cymru, because if you do it through Paddle Cymru, not only do you get your license, but you get insurance as well. And I've done a bit of paddling on Marine Lake. I bought the annual ticket for there, which is 90 quid usually, but they knocked a tenner off for me because later in winter they drain it to inspect the sides of it and all that jazz. So they knocked a tenner off for me, which was very kind of them. So I've had to pay for that. I paid for the license. I think the license was 47 quid to join Paddle Cymru, to get the license and the insurance. And you're not allowed on Marine Lake without insurance, without a license, and without a PFD, otherwise known as a life jacket. So that's what I've been up to. Right, that's me waffling already, isn't it? Right, I'll turn you around and we'll point the camera down in that direction. So that is basically the setup. So that's where the phone goes, a little bit of adjusting to get your lens of your phone over that. And I use these, I think they're Ulanzi mounts, So you get the hot, they are quite expensive. You get like the shoe, these are two separate parts, this is a quick release. So you get the shoe bit and you get the bit that goes onto the tripod, the mount that goes onto the tripod, and you can switch out. You know, I've got Moninocular on one, I have my regular phone thing wherever it's gone. I'll show you that. So I've got one on this, that's the bit that it fits into, and then that's my regular phone mount. So you see it's like that clicks into that, but like I say, they are pretty expensive. Oh, beautiful. The only thing is dogs barking all the time. I reckon a bit later on we won't have that problem. So what I do really with this Moninocular is set it up so the screen's like this, yeah, so it's like a porthole if you like. Then you can swivel it round, find your subject, let's say it's that stone there, make sure it's in focus, and then just pinch your screen, and there you go. Wow, that was a big fish. I know right further down near Rudland, I know there's salmon runs down there, and coincidentally you're not allowed to kayak past Rudland Castle. You're only allowed up to the road bridge, because then it becomes private estate land. Now I'm like, you know what I'm like, oh yeah, another one jumped. Must be trout or salmon. I'm like, you know, yes, you can own the riverbed because it's land, but how can you own something that's constantly flowing? You know, it's like, right, let's say for example the river bursts its bank at Rudland, which it usually does at winter time. Who's responsible? Is that landowner now saying because he owns the river that's his responsibility? See, this is where it gets tricky. I'm not convinced about these ancient laws that say you can't. Yes, he's got the fishing rights there, that's been there for decades. That was there before the current, he's not a lord by the way, he's a baron of that estate. His dad was the lord. Them fishing rights have been there for centuries. I get the fishing rights, and I get that they may own the riverbed because it's land, but how can you own? It's like me saying, right, this is my area now, I own the air. Nature's there, nature was here before any of us humans came here. So the right to this and the right to that, there's something inherently wrong with our system, and I think we all know it. I wonder if I should get the drone up, because it's clear skies above me. I can take off where there's nothing above. The sun's out. I can't fly low over the water. We've done that in the past and it didn't work out too well. But as long as I'm high enough and I've got enough satellites, we should be able to take the drone up, and then I can give you a little look around. Right, let's try it. It's Expedition Foods chicken tikka with rice, 800 calories. There's a bit of dry stuff down there, so I might have to add a little bit more water. Let it sit for a bit, but it's really tasty, the bit I've just had. Ooh, got a flapjack, chocolate coated. Just for after, that was really nice, that was. I've had them before. Oh, look at that. Look at how thick the chocolate is on that. I'm going to enjoy this. Right, good morning. Just after that rain last night, that was it, I was flat out. So obviously made myself bacon butty, bit of tomato sauce this morning, got the stove on for another brew. It is threatening to rain, so I don't want to be hanging about too long this morning. I think it's supposed to be showery all day today, so I'm just going to tuck into this little lot, listen to a bit of the radio, and I'll bring you back in a minute. Right, so I've just had to dive back into the tent because it did start to pitter patter with rain. So what I'm going to do is slowly, obviously finish my brew, but slowly start packing away. Break camp, I think it's around about 7:30 now. So yes, another enjoyable camp. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching.